What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Matt. Get the hands back here with another video. So let's go ahead and jump into this haircut tutorial. Let's not waste no time. And if y'all are wanting to know, my wife is okay. The baby is okay. If y'all watched the previous video, we were in the hospital. We're at home now, taking it easy, and we're just staying positive through this whole pregnancy. And I want y'all to be positive with me. So let's go ahead and jump into this haircut tutorial. All right. So right here, I took a number 4 guard, and I'm going with the grain to kind of lay those hairs down a little bit, kind of soften it up. I want to keep some volume in that area. We're going to do a low drop fade all the way around. Right here, I just turned the 4, going against the grain and feeding that hair into the guard. But as you can tell, his hair is really, really shiny, and it's because his hair is just naturally oily, which is okay. But guys, when you see something like this, take the extra time. I just wanted to hurry up and jump into the haircut, but I should have shampooed his hair. His hair would have laid down. You see right around that cowlick area how it's kind of exposed a little bit. It looks like it's lighter than the other hair. It's because that hair is not laying down, guys. I didn't shampoo his hair and get all the oil out, the natural oils, and that way I can, whenever I style it, it doesn't look as spotty. But you're gonna see, as I bring this haircut to life, it's not a bad haircut. It's just, I think if I would have shampooed his hair in the beginning of this haircut, I wouldn't have had ran into the problems that I did. So you're gonna see I'm turning my clipper around a lot because I'm going with the grain. I'm trying to lay those hairs down. His hair was long during this quarantine, so now we're trying to train it to lay back down, and I want that back area to have some volume too as well, going into the bottom, because we're gonna do a drop fade. So right here, I'm just kind of tapering it off and taking that number 4 guard into that longer hair. So you can see right here in the back where it's kind of like spotty. It's because his hair's not laying down. It's not brushed in its natural pattern. It's like I said, I should have shampooed it, but we're going to go ahead and start this first initial guideline using my cordless wall detailers, and then we're going to go ahead and jump to the next guideline, which is a lever all the way open, no guard, which is equivalent to a half. And again, guys, we're doing a drop fade, so we're making sure we contour that client's head shape, and we're dropping the blend all the way down. So right here, instead of going to the lever in the middle, I went ahead and closed the lever all the way and started removing that guideline. So whenever you do the lever open, right, you're gonna see a dark line, but underneath that, it's gonna leave a little bit of a panel behind. So take the lever closed, start to remove that guideline, put it in the middle, and then open it as needed to blend into that darker line. You're not going to go higher than that, because a 1 guard lever open is going to go to that next panel. But yeah, guys, it just bothers me that I didn't notice that in person for some reason. So after me going over my footage, I realized that back area right there needed to be combed down, it needed to be wet, it needed to be shampooed. That way the hair can be laying down. But guys, we live and we learn. I actually cut his hair again after this video, so I'll go ahead and put a video of the end result of this haircut, and whenever he came back 3 weeks later for the next haircut. It's just, I don't know, I should have shampooed his hair, man. But I think the content is still good, the end result is still good. I just, man, I'm beating myself up about it. I'm my worst critic. So I mean, tell me in the comments if y'all agree that I should have shampooed his hair first. But so from the lever all the way open with the 1 guard, I jumped to my 2 guard. Now you see 2 panels left behind. But those 2 panels left behind is going to be removed with the half guard. The one that's lighter and the one that's darker is going to be removed with the 1.5 guard. So now this is a number 3. Because I put a number 4 with the grain, I'm going to go ahead and blend that number 3 into whatever that volume is, in that area. I already tapered it down. I already went with the grain to kind of lay the hair down, but I want to keep it pretty dark in that area. And I may be beating myself up to the point where, like, y'all may not even see what I'm talking about, or understand what I'm talking about. But it's just me being a perfectionist and knowing that I could have done better. That's what's killing me. But again, I'm going to show you the end result from this haircut and the one when he came back 3 weeks later. So now, like what I said, that darker panel is going to be removed with the 1.5 guard, lever open, and then I'll put it in the middle and then close it. Now, if it leaves a darkness or like a faded line behind, what you can do is your one guard lever open to remove whatever the 1.5 left behind. But that's blending right into whatever we have up top. We're not going any higher. It may look like it, but I'm just using the corners to basically stack those numbers, because a blend is basically one number right underneath another, right? So it's okay to stack those guidelines in there. You want everything to blend together. Now, you're going to take your half guard, lever all the way open, or your zero guard, depending on what system you're using as far as wall or Andis. Since I'm using the wall cordless seniors, this is my half guard, my 1/16 guard. Lever open. As you can tell, this is going to bring the blend together because it's going to blend whatever the number 1 left behind. Lever open, put it in the middle, and then close it as needed. And you may see some dark spots that you need to remove doing some corner work, detailing, but this is pretty much like a rough draft fade. Like, clients will be okay with this type of blend. But like I said, being I'm a perfectionist and I want everything to come out A1, and my clients see that I take the extra time and the initiative to detail a blend, they love it. Right now my client's facing towards the mirror. Normally I don't cut like that, but being that I'm recording, he's able to see the actual fade and the haircut come together. He's actually mentioned before, like, bro, it's crazy that I see those lines disappear and the blend is blurry, and just see the transition from what I had to now. It's just crazy what a haircut can do for somebody. Like, even for me, like, I just love giving my clients that confidence back. You know what I mean? Like, they walk in with their head down and then they walk back out the shop with a fresh cut, ready to go step out, go get a new outfit and go to the club, go, have dinner with their spouse. Or it's just dope to definitely change lives with just a haircut. But as you can tell, guys, that blend is coming together. It's coming together. I'm downing myself because I know I could have did better and I should have shampooed his hair. But I mean, I honestly, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do it because being with the new CDC rules, the new qualifications and protocols that we have to follow, we have to have an extra 15 minutes in between each client to sanitize our stuff. And I didn't have that time to shampoo his hair and then cut his hair, record it, because I make my videos while I'm, during my scheduled day, my busy day. Sometimes I'll do after-hour haircuts so I can record, but for the most part, guys, this is me cutting, my clients back to back to back. So I just think the outcome would have been that much better if I would have shampooed his hair. And I keep reiterating it, but I just want y'all guys to know that if your client comes in and you feel like he needs to shampoo his hair, it may not be dirty, it just may have natural oils, do so. I think you should do it, and the outcome and the result will be better. And that's why my boy Vic blends on every haircut that he does. He shampoos his client's head. And even when the client says I don't want it, like, it's part of the service, it's an experience, and it helps out the barber a lot to clean her hair or come into the shop with your hair clean. Not saying that he didn't shampoo his hair, but I've always noticed that this particular client just has naturally oily hair. It's crazy. So basically what we did to the other side, we're going to do to this side. I went ahead and knocked down the sides with a number 4. Now what I'm doing is I'm giving myself a foundation of what to blend into. Now I know that the highest guard on this side is a number 4. I'm not going to go higher than that, right? I'm going to be with a number 3 to blend that into the top. But giving yourself a foundation instead of blending into a whole bunch of bulk is going to help you out a lot. So go ahead and give yourself a nice foundation. Depending on what type of fade it is, since we're doing a low drop fade and we want some darkness, some volume, I went ahead and grabbed the number 4 guard. So again, keeping it low, dropping the shape of the blend to contour the client's head shape. We're also going to do some scissor cutting up top. We're going to do some blade texturizing as well up top. And then we're on the end of the haircut for the color enhancement on the lineup. It's going to bring everything to life. So right here, this is my number 1 guard. Once again, lever all the way open. This is going to be the next guideline. So after you have it open, middle, and closed, you're going to see that panel stay there. But the half guard is going to remove that. But what I like to do is I'll leave that there and I'll come back later because I jumped to my 2 guard. The reason why I jumped to my 2 guard, and I've said this in my previous videos, whenever you jump to your 2 guard, it kind of gives you a little more room to put the 1.5 guard underneath. I feel like if you do a 1.5 and then a 2, it doesn't give you that contrast that you want. It's almost like raising the blend, if that makes any sense. So in order for me not to raise the blend and keep some darker areas, I took the number 2 first. Then I'll come back to my 1.5 and remove whatever I left behind. Versus doing the 1.5 first after the 1 guard into the 2. And you may know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you don't, I'm just making sure that I don't raise the blend. I don't want to raise the fade. I don't want to raise the contrast. I just feel like once you do the 1.5 into the 2, there's really no difference versus doing the 2 and coming back to the 1.5 to remove whatever the 2 left behind. So right now, after I went to the 1.5 already, guys, now I'm taking my half guard and lever all the way open and blending that bottom panel, whatever the 1 left behind. And you may see me use the corner of my blade or guard going into the higher area of the 1.5, but again, it's okay to stack your guards. It's okay to stack your blend. That's what a blend is. Everything is on top of each other. It's just blending out the lines. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and wet the top. And what I like to put in my water before I scissor cut is hair tonic. This helped a little bit if you don't have time to shampoo your client. But this hair tonic removes any kind of dirt, natural oils, or it kind of cleans up the hair a little bit and the scalp. So especially with like haircuts, short haircuts, if you cut it down to like say he came in with a whole bunch of hair like this, and then I cut it down to a number 2, and then I apply the hair tonic, it just cleans up the scalp, the hair, and especially if a client has waves, oh man, it makes everything pop. I use Fresh Heads hair tonic. But right here, I'm just scissor cutting the top, making sure it's even all the way through, creating my first guideline, and just follow that all the way back. And again, my client wants to grow his hair out. He just wanted a nice even trim. And yeah, his hair grew out really nice for the next time that he came in. And I'll show y'all guys that at the end of the video as well. Alright, just combing it in the desired style, and then I'm just cross-checking the side of it, keeping that volume in the front so we can kind of like poof it up. So right here I'm just doing some texturizing with the razor, removing some weight, but also, like I said, texturizing it and adding some texture into the hair. Just be very careful. Fun fact, which is kind of messed up, but this exact client I was doing this exact technique on when he had a crop top, and no lie, I put a bald spot right in front of his hairline, like a massive bald spot, because I was moving too fast. I missed the comb, I guess, or I went too deep into the hair. And when I tell you that I freaked out, we had to cut his hair really short. I had to kind of hide it as much as I could. I mean, he took it very well. Like, obviously I didn't charge him for the haircut. I was embarrassed. I was mad at myself, but he was just like, look, man, we all have bad days. And I'm like, dang. And he still comes back to me But y'all just be careful doing this technique. Make sure you wet the hair. Look, you see how it's kind of like spotting that back? Man, it bothers me so much. I didn't want to drop this video because of that reason. I wanted to wait till he came in again to cut his hair and record it. But this is good content. I'm human. You know, we all make mistakes, but we learn from them. That's what matters, is if you don't do it again, you learn from them. So right here, we're going to add that line up. And you can see where his sidebar is naturally supposed to be. So don't at me with a pushback. And I'm going to keep that natural line right around that area, around the C cup. Not going to push it up because we're going to add some color enhancement as well. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and connect the other side. Alright, so now we're going to use a Sean Cuts Hair Color Enhancement template card. And I'm just applying that color enhancement on there. Darkening the line up a little bit more around the C cup. Throw a little bit into the fade. We're enhancing the haircut, guys. We're not fixing nothing. We're not hiding nothing. We're enhancing it. And this is an upcharge on your service as well. And yeah, I'm not using the Tune 45 cordless one. It's actually out of commission right now, so I'm using S-Craft Blends. He has like a portable one that plugs into the wall, so that's why you see like the blue hose. But this is actually I believe Kiss Express. It's not the Tune 45 color. This is actually Kiss Express darkest brown. So this is what I had at the moment, and that's what I use. So right here I'm applying some Tune 45 Victory Fiber, and it's more of like a wet look just because his hair is already naturally shiny. So once I added that product into it, combed it into its natural shape, I think it came out fire. But the imperfections is what I'm looking at, as far as the hair not necessarily laying down because it's not shampooed. That's what really bothers me. But you know what? We live and we learn. Trial and error. This is the end product, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something from it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. And as always, Team Gifted. Stay gifted.